Good morning, everyone. It's so cold. We had a light frost last night, it looks like. But, and I took my, I guess that's the nice thing when you, again, right? Well, in older times, they kind of just knew, okay, it's about coming. I think it's about coming. I think, all right, I didn't go and look that up, but the way I find it here is you can tell when something's coming. Oh, first of all, as I said, yesterday, the smoke was actually, I saw it here. Oh, smoke's coming. Oh, colder weather. Oh, right. Yes. When the smoke from the chimney goes up, the temperature's kind of stays even and it's going to be warmer. I learned that from my father in law. And then he said, when the smoke starts to come down, then, floats down rather than up. Colder weather is coming. And yesterday that happened. I saw that yesterday morning. I went, oh, but then Sissy went and said, oh, looks like we're going to have just about freezing, so we're going to have a light frost. Oh, okay, got to take the plants in. The other thing, too, you can tell is that in the evening, right, during the day, hey, oh gosh, we still have 70s and stuff, like nice and warm. But at night, it gets really cold. In the morning, especially, it's really cold. And that kind of comes gradually, too. Okay, suddenly it's cold at night, but it gets colder every night. That kind of gives you an inkling. Just saying, right? If you don't have internet or the weather service telling you everything, right, then you're going to have to figure out. I mean, they did that for hundreds and thousands of years, right? Have to harvest before things freeze. Well, does that make a difference? Well, again, see, if you grow something, then certain things are cold crops, certain things are not. Right? And if they are left out there, they just freeze. They freeze and everything just goes kaplooey. Right? Yeah. If it freezes all the way through, you literally have just mush. It's all wet. It won't dry out. If it's vegetables or whatever, vegetables, of course, are not affected in the same way, and actually can be left in the ground. Yes, all year long. I don't know about potatoes if that works with potatoes, but I know it works with Jerusalem artichokes. It works with taro. It works with carrots. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Well, it's all good stuff to know. So I left, since it did not go below freezing, I left my pumpkins out. I'm going to go check on them, but I think they're still okay. No, they're okay. This was a light frost, not too worried, but I did forget to take the peppers in. I think they're fine too. Takes a little more to freeze them out. So everything else taken care of in my garden? Yes. Oh. I want sometimes, people talk about the subconscious. Well, what's the subconscious? Things that are deeply buried within you, right, that do react to certain things. Mood swings, this now, I betcha, has something to do with all that. Depending on uh, uh, how sensitive are you to yourself or how desensitized have you become to yourself and your actions, right? Yes? So I lost my little old lady yesterday. Went and I buried her. That's my little dog. She was 15. Madison. Just Matt. We called her Maddie. When I said Madison, oh, she knew. Oh, something's up. And she'd go, yeah. But mostly she's just called Maddie. And you can tell too. Maddie. Yeah, Maddie, Madison, Maddie, let's go. And her tail wiggle. I go, Madison. Oh, her tail wasn't wiggling. Funny. Anyway, so I got up this morning and went, and I have to say, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming because she suddenly got so sick. I'm going, oh, okay, something just went really wrong in her system. Always seemed to be healthy, but what do we know, right? And so something suddenly went wrong in her system, and just still don't know exactly what happened, but and it took relatively a week, and And I found her yesterday. I realized, oh, she's passing. And I spent so much time with this little dog. Yeah, I feel a little bit like, okay, where's that extra little something cruising around always around with me, right? Everywhere I go. I moved, she moved. And I sat, she sat, yeah, or slept. Anyway. But I was okay. I went to our little animal graveyard and buried her, and all that. It was kind of nice. I put her in one of those little carts, that you can put your grocery and just pull behind you. We have one of those, and I put a box on it, and I had her kind of standing up and with her head up, and all the other dogs came, and the cat, Burlington, and a pig, and we all went for our last walk together to the animal graveyard. It was kind of cool. I thought, oh, I said, look, Maddie, your last walk, and you're being accompanied by not just me. So we went back there, done all that, and I was all right. It's not the first time I had to bury an animal, right? And woke up this morning and got, what is that? What is that? What is going on right here? I'm going to realize I'm getting a fever blister. I'm getting a fever blister right here, right? Yes? Yeah. That's my subconscious reacting stronger than I actually am in a way, right? Yeah, you are. This was something that is affecting you more than you think. And my subconscious telling me, yeah, this is affecting you a little bit more than you're letting on. Right? Yes, interesting. I don't get fever blisters and stuff like that when I'm sick. I get it when something happens that, again, in a way, I've got to do, and I'm a little bit removed from it per se, and somehow physically, yeah, my subconscious says, yeah, okay, let's do it this way then, right? Interesting, yes. I thought, oh, what a good way to explain. Yeah, your subconscious exists. It really does. Okay. All right, let's get going here. We are on, what was it yesterday? 8. So we're on 9. 9. Oh, everybody gonna love this one. The New World Order. Oh, wait a second. Did God establish that type of thinking? So all the people out there, right, who want New World Order, well, you must have read the Bible. That's good to know. The New World Order. So, and here's the thing, the New World Order has already happened. So whatever you guys are doing out there, got to find another word for it. Oh, they're going to call it global order. Oh, okay. Well, it's the same thing. All right. The New World Order. It cracks me up when people think they're coming up with all these new concepts, and then here you go, oh, well, let's see, 6,000 years ago, they were already doing that. Someone, our Father in heaven, our heavenly parent, already doing that. Already been there, done that. That's probably what God does. Looks at it, yeah, been there, done that. Yeah, anywho. The New World Order, Genesis 9. I can't stop laughing over this one. God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, breed, multiply, and fill the earth. Be the terror and the dread of all the... What? Be the terror and the dread of all the animals on land and all the birds of heaven, of everything that moves on land and all the fish of the sea. They are placed in your hands. Be the terror and the dread. Well, gosh, looky there. I mean, it's even in there. It's kind of the New World Order. Be the terror and the dread. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. What are we going through here right now? That's kind of terror and dread. Why would God say it this way? See, again, I don't believe that. I do not believe that for a moment. Also, be the terror and the dread. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Then all the animal abuse out there, perfectly fine. You go right ahead and continue doing it, right? Because that sure causes terror and dread amongst the animals, doesn't it? Yeah? God almighty, how did this get translated? There's no way I'm going to believe that God said it in this way. But there it is. Look at that. Unbelievable. Somebody needs to re-examine how the Bible was translated. Again, I'm reading out of this one. So I'm not sure. Is this already to establish, who the master is, and no matter what, and if you don't follow suit, that terror and dread's gonna come towards you too? I don't know. I mean, I'm not getting this. There's no way. I've never experienced God in this way. I did or ever had a feeling of, oh my gosh, oh. What I do have is that dread for others. I mean, who I'm going, oh man, when you go to spirit world, you have no idea what awaits you. That's awful. Yeah, that's probably why I do teach. To just, oh my God, please wake up. Try to at least repent and restore something before you leave this world, right? But as far as, no, never. Uh, they are placed in your hands. With terror and dread, they are placed in our hands to be the terror and dread of all that. What have the animals and the plants ever done to us? I'm not getting it. Again, translation error? I mean, did that terror and dread mean something else so many thousands of years ago? I don't know. There are certain things, I have to tell you, knowing more than one language, right? There are certain things that just are different. The words are used different, okay? They don't have the same meaning. They don't even have the same meaning. So when this is translated, I just wondered, right? Yeah. Though they sound the same, they're not the same. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, it gets worse. I give you everything with this exception. Oh, you must not eat flesh with life. Oh, pregnant. You must not eat flesh with life. Wow, I do not remember that, ever reading that anywhere. That is to say, blood in it. Oh, and that. You have to drain the blood first. Oh, I wonder why that is. Well, all I can tell you is one of my favorite things is blood sausage. But it says, it didn't say you can't drink the blood or eat the blood. You boil it, okay? It's not fresh blood or anything. Come on now, I'm not a vampire. They don't exist. But anyway, you can make blood sausage. It's really good. It's actually really good. I know a lot of people go, but it's really good. And was one of my favorites growing up. All right. Let's keep reading. I said, so much to say. How long is this gonna take? Well, anyway. Well, we're talking about it here. I'm going to read this one time through, and then I'll probably be dead or going, kind of. I mean, this is going to take a long time. Well, especially if you talk like this too. Well, it's one time around. We might as well make it really good. People are too busy and hurried to want to be a part of this. Well, then it's not for them. Do your own reading then and talking. I probably would listen to people if they did that. All right, let's see. Just to hear their stories or how they feel about things. That might be a good thing. Everybody wants to be heard. well, you need to talk and actually say something if you want to be heard, but in a way that, I don't have to go and put earplugs in. Anywho, okay. And I shall demand account of your lifeblood too. That's a weird one. Again, I shall demand it of every animal and of man as regards his fellow man. Ah, I shall demand account for human life. Oh, 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 oh. Again, if one does not read all of it, right, then and just pick out whatever you want. And I've seen that. I've seen that so many times where people just take a couple of sentences, right? Well, there it is. God said, oh, okay. Well, you forgot what he said before that, and you didn't show what he said after that. To just use a couple of sentences out of his speech, right? And disregard the rest of it, which then everything together makes more sense, right? If there's sense to be had, then that's abuse of the word of God as well, right? Yes, yeah. I think there's a lot of that going on in the Bible too, where man says, we can't say it this way. We need to figure out a different way because otherwise we're going to lose control, right? Yes, yeah, yeah. I know how it works out there with them dear men. Women too. He who sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God was man created. Be fruitful then and multiply. Teem over the earth and subdue it. This is interesting to me every time. I think about this too. If a human being takes the life of another human being, regardless, then does that human being lose favor with God and somehow becomes part of the principles of creation, not a human being anymore, just something that walks around out there alive, and right now it becomes now you can hunt it after the person already took a life. Oh, I don't think that's how it works. Then what's restoration for then? We wouldn't need that. You just keep going with the good people, right? So see, yeah, one can try and figure out every which way. Okay, well, how can we bend the laws of heaven? But you really can't. And I think, I mean, what do you tell children? Okay, look, if you do this, you're gonna get hurt. So don't do that. Children still do it, then they get hurt, and you're going, okay. Now, does that mean? Right? No. So it's God had to treat his children like children too. Kind of sad you have to actually tell people, hey, right? I said, and I talk about people. I'm not just talking about my nation. I'm talking about all the people around the world. Why can't they just live in peace together? I'm not getting it. Gosh, what a wonderful world it would be. Well, anyway. Teem over the earth. See, now this sounds a bit different. Teem over the earth and subdue it. Subdue it. Subdue it. Take over some parts. Subdue it. I don't think it's meant to terrorize, right? It's meant to be strong, right? Learn, get a hold of things, right? And then continue to build up from there. Right? That's like, in a way, again, how this sounds is like when people say, oh, I conquered this mountain. They climb up a mountain going, you didn't conquer anything. Are you kidding me? totally miss. You become a part of. You become a part of a mountain, you climb it, and then you get to the top. The mountain, you respect the mountain, and the mountain respects you, kind of thing. There is a give and take going on there, even though it's just rock. I'm not going to talk back to you or anything. But it's an odd way on how a climber will do that. Conquer the mountain. No, you didn't. You stand there all by yourself. There's nothing. You missed completely what climbing a mountain means. Well, anyway, so there is that. Same thing here. Again, what are these translations? Oh, maybe just so I have something to talk about. Sorry, Father. No, he says, you good. God spoke as follows to Noah and his sons. I am now establishing my covenant with you and with your descendants to come, and with every living creature that was with you, birds, cattle, and every wild animal with you, everything that came out of the ark, every living thing on earth. And I shall maintain my covenant with you, that never again shall all living things be destroyed by the waters of a flood, nor shall there ever again be a flood to devastate the earth. And this, God said, is the sign of the covenant which I now make between myself and you and every living creature with you for all ages to come. I now set my bow. I now set my bow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I gather the clouds over the earth, and the bow appears in the clouds, I shall recall the covenant between myself and you and every living creature. In a word, all living things, and never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all living things. When the bow is in the clouds, I shall see it and call to mind the eternal covenant between God and every living creature on earth, that is, all living things. That, God told Noah, is the sign of the covenant I have established between myself and all living things on earth. That's the rainbow. The bow. It's just called the bow. If we are created in the image of God again. I'm not quite getting all the. First of all, I wasn't there, but how did that all work? It just okay again. Scientifically, this doesn't make sense at all. Okay, it just doesn't. It's again. Did that actually, or how was that exactly? And I talked to him about that in the other videos. So we're going to have to leave it at that. Right? I think the promise, it's a promise that God made to Noah, one of our forefathers, is that I'm going to keep working with you. This is it. I'm going to have to believe that there always will be someone still, right, willing to work with me, and I will work with them. That's what I see. Basically, I will never forsake you. I will always be there for you, right? I mean, I have felt such deep love myself for something, okay? Besides my heavenly parent, I have felt deep, deep love, right, for things. And of course, my children, my husband, and other things. Deep love. I know I felt a very deep love. Well, that deep love had to come from somewhere too, created in the image of God. So God must feel, must. I know that deep love, being capable of this deep love, comes from God. Yeah, yes, yeah. And if one has that deep love, When you experience, if you really experience that, as you grow older, your spirit grows towards perfection, then you're not, there's no way. You will give your life before you take someone else's. And that's ingrained to us in our subconscious in a way also by our Heavenly Parent. Through the way He feels, right? Perceives things. Also, as parents ourselves, when our children veer off a little bit from the path, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna have to let them do whatever, but I'm gonna keep praying, gonna keep hoping, gonna keep sending that love, right? That protection. Anyway, so it sounds a bit like that to me. So it isn't just about, all right, I'll never do that again, or whatever happened then. It's also to, this will be a steadfast relationship now. For whomever, not just Noah, for whomever is seeking that from me, or with me, right? Yes, it's one can look at it one way or the other. It could be a beautiful, right, way of, wow. And the rainbow isn't just reminding God, is it? Every time we see a rainbow, if you know the story about Noah and the flood and the rainbow afterwards, the promise of God, it is something that reminds us as well. And who, when looking at a rainbow, you see a rainbow, doesn't immediately go, oh my God, oh, it's a rainbow. After all these years that I have lived and seen rainbows, it's a rainbow. Right? Yes? It instills something. There's something, again, subconsciously within us who recognizes the beauty of a rainbow, not just as a physical thing happening. There is something more, the promise that goes with it. The give and take between the physical and the spiritual, right? Yes? It's a good, beautiful. Noah and his sons. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham being the father of Canaan. Wow. Also, they had kids already. Okay. These three were Noah's sons, and from these the whole earth was peopled. That's the first time they mention that Ham had a son. Had he already? Well, yeah. Well, if it's there, then I guess he already had a son. Noah, a tiller of the soil, was the first to plant the vine. He drank some of the wine, and while he was drunk, he lay uncovered in his tent. Ham, father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his two brothers outside. Shem and Japheth took a cloak, and they both put it over their shoulders, and walking backwards covered their father's nakedness. They kept their faces turned away, and they did not look at their father naked. When Noah awoke from his stupor, he learned what his youngest son had done to him, and he said, "Accursed be Canaan." Oh, wait a minute. That's a mess up here. His youngest son had done, but then he accurses Canaan. Accursed be Canaan, he shall be his brother's meanest slave. The heck that ever means. He added, "Blessed be Yahweh, God of Shem, let Canaan be his slave." Oh, look, slavery came into being here. Wonderful. What? After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. In all, Noah's life lasted 950 years when he died. So, okay, This is a part in the Bible that I bet you it's difficult to make sense out of this one. So, first of all, he woke up after being drunk, right? So being drunk's okay, huh? Well, you can have a good time every once in a while, but man, if you get that drunk, why do you get that drunk? Why do people have to get so drunk, right? What? Awoke from his stupor? Well, that means he passed out or something, right? Yeah, naked. Why was he naked? Was he drinking naked? I don't know. What is this story about, right? Really, when it comes down to it. And here the sons come in. Now, here's already, right? One of the reasons the flood happened was because of the adulterous behavior of the people, right? Which means what? So, okay, so after the flood, right, that shameness should have been all taken away, that you can, in a way, I guess it's like that, right? If you feel no shame, right, if you don't not done anything wrong, right, oh, what did Adam and Eve cover in the Garden of Eden? Then you could walk around naked. You don't have to feel no shame over your body, right? You don't have to feel no shame. You don't. You should be free out there, right? Walking around naked, right? Yes? All right. Talking about, and if you really truly have that kind of not telling people to go out there now, be crazy and start streaking around. Yeah. But I think to be comfortable with your body. Are you comfortable with your body? Yeah. All right. So, of course, certain things you just can't do right now. It's too dank. It's your children are being used. This, that, right? Okay. Anywho, so it sounds like Canaan wasn't even there, but yet that's a weird one. What? Or is everything kind of mixed up on who was there and who wasn't and who got? Huh? Okay. Noah was in a stupor. Huh? Then he wakes up and hears. Okay, what did he hear? Hey, Dad, covered you up. Well, okay. Were they ashamed? Again, it doesn't say. It doesn't say that. It doesn't. Okay. Oh, covered their father's nakedness. They kept their faces turned away, and they did not look at their father naked. Oh, well, it seems to me like they were grown sons, and they had wives. As far as I know, they probably didn't look a whole lot different than their dad, and yet. So what's going on here? Right? Why be so? Okay, well, Dad had too much to drink. Well, let's just make sure he doesn't get a cold, cover him up. Who says it didn't happen that way? Why make such a fuss out of this story over Daddy get drunk? They find him in the tent. All three of them, I guess, wanted to go talk to him. Maybe they wanted to drink together. I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know. But here he is, all naked. Yeah, I don't know. Was it hot? So they cover him up. Noah wakes up and gets all huffy and puffy over getting cloak over himself, and then starts to curse his grandson. What? I'm not getting it. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. None at all. Okay? I mean, if the flood was caused, the cause of the flood was the adulterous, evil, wicked ways of the people, then wouldn't one say it's a good thing to have a little bit of be a little bit more reserved, start to start in a way reserve the nakedness of oneself for one's spouse only. Now, all right, I'm not quite getting it, and I wonder why it is the way it is in here. And I know people have all different kinds of views, but how do we live right now? What kind of time are we living in right now? So, where you can't even have, make sure that you don't have pictures of your children or your babies where they're only halfway clothed. Right? There are men out there who are doing disgusting things with these pictures and stuff. Just so not quite. Maybe others have a better idea with this. Again, I don't think this came from. I don't think this came from God. This is just in here, Noah's way of reacting. Wow, cool dude. So here you are, right? Everything went well with the flood, this, okay, now, and he says, now I'm going to get drunk, right? Gets drunk, and then he's got nothing better to do than curse. Curse his own grandson, accursed be Cain, he shall be his brother's meanest slave. What the heck is that? That's why I shouldn't drink too much, because the day after, you're going to be it says right there, in a bad mood. You're going to make bad decisions. You know what? Maybe that's what the story is all about. Don't drink too much. Enjoy it a little bit, right? A little bit bedoozly, this and that, right? But don't drink until you fall into a stupor, black out, and I don't know what, because the next day you're going to make some bad decisions. You're going to make some enemies. You may curse your own family, just like Noah did. Yeah? Wow. And then what? First time I heard about slaves. Well, alrighty then. There. Everybody happy? But the covenant was already made. I bet you God looked down on that going, oh my gosh. It's going to start all over again. It's starting already. Anyway. So be it. That was 9. Wow, I had a lot to say to that one. Yeah, okay. All right. It is what it is. Well, don't these stories deserve some? We're not living 6,000 years ago, or 4,000, or 2,000, or 1,000, not even 100 years ago. We're living now. How are these stories affecting us? How do we learn from these stories now? Isn't that important? And how do we interject God into all this? Where is he actually present? And what is he actually trying to tell us? And what are others trying to tell us? Influence us. Our subconscious will react to that, right? My subconscious, I feel like, is reacting to all this very heavily. And I'm going, yeah, I know it says that, and I'm supposed to believe that, and in a way, and then the divine principle explains it in a way again, and I'm still going, but my subconscious says, no, you're going to have to find God's point of view in all this. Oh. Right? And God's point of view, there's no violence anywhere. There's no terror and dread. Then why is it in here? Aha. All right. Well, New World Order. Right there. Hey, we have free will, freedom to choose. We do. We get to do things however we want to, and God will not stop us. He just hopes. Gosh, I hope eventually these people get it. I hope eventually. I did create something pretty amazing here, just not quite going in the way it should. Why is that? All right. I guess we'll just keep learning, right? Yes? All right. Well, it's a cold morning here, but I like to be out here. It just clears your mind and everything. Yeah, it's kind of nice. God's love and blessings always, and we'll talk to you another time.